Delta 1, Boston to Lisbon, Airbus 330-900. I recently flew Delta Airlines Delta 1 class from Boston's Logan Airport to Lisbon's Humberto Delgado Airport. The plane was an Airbus 330-900. The flight was the second leg of a trip from Phoenix to Lisbon, and I used an upgrade certificate that allowed me to pay for a premium select seat but be immediately upgraded to Delta 1. For more information on upgrade certificates, see the description below. Also, a quick note about the Boston airport. In order to get to the international terminal from my domestic flight, I had to take a shuttle that drives right through the planes to get you to the international terminal. I had a 4-hour layover. Walking to the shuttle, waiting for it, and taking it ate up about 1 hour of my layover time, so don't plan a short layover if you don't want to panic. The first benefit of flying in Delta 1 is using the Delta 1 lounge. Since I had such a long layover, I was excited to utilize all of the lounge's many offerings. I had recently visited the Delta 1 lounge in New York and was expecting something similar. However, this lounge didn't have as many amenities as the one in New York. The lounge area was split between the Delta Sky Club and the Delta 1 lounge. So I headed to the Delta 1 area and discovered it was basically a gorgeous bar and dining restaurant. Even though I wasn't hungry, I decided to have a seat and see what they offered. They had a 3-course menu and everything was complimentary. They also had an extensive drink menu where there were options to purchase and reserve items. You could pay for them in cash or use your Delta miles. Interesting. I ordered a crab cake that was tasty and beautifully plated. However, I forgot to take a picture of it until it looked like this. Sorry. They did have some nicely appointed private restrooms and some champagne and ice when you entered. All very nice, but not exactly what I was expecting. So after eating, I decided to go to the adjacent Delta Sky Club. It was quite expansive with an abundance of lounge seats with several areas in which to choose. There was a cocktail bar central to the main seating area, a buffet with a wide range of grab-and-go food, and a couple of self-serve drink stations. There were both tables and private sitting cubicles, all with electronic outlets. I especially liked these soundproof booths where you could make private phone calls, and in my case, I could record voiceovers for my videos in a quiet space. I wish I had one of these at home. It was quite a beautiful space, and at this time of night there were plenty of seats. Since I had a long layover, it was nice to spend time in both lounges. Now let's get to the Delta 1 flight experience. The boarding area was very crowded. There were a couple flights boarding around the same time, so there was a mass of people at the gate. However, the boarding process went rather smoothly. When you enter the first class cabin, you notice it is set up in a 1-to-1 configuration. The overhead bin space is plentiful, so no worries there. The best news is that each passenger has their own suite. I think this is Delta's nicest first-class cubicle because the leg space is wider than other designs and it offers the most privacy. I had the window seat 4A. The even number seats have the seats near the window and the odd number seats are on the aisle, so I was happy to have a little extra privacy with my seat by the window. When you arrive, your suite looks like this with a blanket, pillow, and slippers on the seat, an amenity kit and menu on the side table, and a water bottle and headphone in the storage area. I liked that the headphones had a hook to store them when not in use. Above the substantial side table are a universal outlet and USB ports. The seat control was above the side table. There were also seat controls right under the armrest that had the same functions, but were easier to operate when the bed was extended. The tray table was easy to pull out. You just pushed a button and it projected outward, then you pulled it in front of you. It was a little trickier to put back, but I eventually managed. The TV was mounted permanently in front of you. No need to swing it out or move it. Delta always has an abundance of choices for entertainment, including movies, TV shows, music, and games. As you can see here, it lists 519 movies, 84 TV shows, and 137 audio choices. There are also games and children's options. The amenity kit came in a nice Masani cosmetic bag, which I really liked. It included some socks, a toothbrush and toothpaste, hand cream, lip balm, earplugs, a pen, and a sleep mask. I always like to use slippers on a plane, especially when using the toilets, so I was happy to see both socks and slippers. The pillow they provided was quite substantial and the quilt was nice and light. Now the best part of this suite was that it had a door that slid shut for full privacy. Mine didn't work very well, but a flight attendant managed to pull on it enough to get it to work. I felt like I was in my own cocoon. The toilet room was quite small with no extra amenities except soap and lotion. As we were getting settled, the flight attendants came through the cabin with orange juice or mimosas. They also confirmed our dinner choices. Delta had sent an email a couple days before the flight and asked passengers to pre-order their meals. I had ordered the salmon. Because of turbulence, the dinner service started a little later than normal. They started with drink orders and served hot nuts. The rest of the food came out all at once as I requested. It was all okay, nothing amazing, but tasty enough. They offered wine with dinner and dessert afterward. However, I declined in order to get more sleep. The bed was quite comfortable when extended flat. I'm 5'5", and when lying flat, I had about a foot of space below my feet. I was especially happy that the footwell had more width. I managed to sleep about 4 hours, which was good for me. I usually never sleep on a plane. About 90 minutes before landing, they served breakfast. There was an option of a sweet croissant or yogurt, fruit, and granola. I took the latter and enjoyed it. Because of expected turbulence when approaching Lisbon, they cut the service short and got the cabin ready early. So that's it. The flight landed in Lisbon on time. It was an uneventful and very comfortable trip. I would certainly fly them again, especially if I could use an upgrade certificate, which kept the cost reasonable. As always, if you have questions, feel free to ask in the comments section. Please check out the SeniorSoloTravel website and Facebook forum where you can interact with other travelers. And if you'd like to follow my senior and solo travel journeys, please like and subscribe. Cheers!